back to LE News. I am Alejandro Alvarado.
Adriana Chora.
I'm Fanny Rios.
And how are you, Fanny?
How are you, Alex? I'm fine, and you?
Thank you so much. And you, Adri?
Fine, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
And I think that our topic to this week is
really interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And for you, today's topic is about what's going on in Syria and the lack of development in this country.
Well, to start, it is important to know that there has been a civil war in Syria for the last 7 years. There are different groups trying to seize control of the country. There are 3 main groups that are fighting in between. There are soldiers who support the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The second one are the fighters known as rebels who don't want Assad to be in power anymore. And the third one is the group that calls itself Islamic State.
Okay, in the case of fighting between the government and anti-government fighters, it took over large parts of Iraq and then moved into eastern Syria, where they were able to gain land and power. Even though it has since lost control of a lot of this land, fighting continues in this country. The situation is also more complicated because other countries have got involved in the conflict.
And it is said that the Syrian government key supporters are Russia, Iran, while the USA, Turkey, and Arabia Saudi are backed up to rebels. So the UK, France, and other Western countries have also provided varying levels of support to what they consider to be more moderate to the rebels.
But to understand all of this, how does everything started? Well, it started with the Arab Spring, which was a series of anti-government protests, uprisings, and armed rebellions that spread across the Middle East in early 2011. Initiated in Tunisia against former leader Zine El Abidine Ben Ali, emboldened similar anti-government protests in most Arab countries. In Syria, the Arab Spring erupted against the dictatorship of al-Assad family.
And after many conflicts, we can say that by June 2013, the UN said 90,000 people had been killed with chemical weapons. By August 2015, that figure had climbed to 250,000 according to activists and the UN. The conflict is now more than just a battle between those for or against Mr. Assad. It has acquired sectarian overtones, pitching the country's Sunni majority against the president's Shia Alawite sect and drowning in regional and world powers. The rise of the Haidist group Islamic State, IS, has added a further dimension.
And well, more than 4.5 million people have fled Syria since the start of the conflict, most of the women and children. Neighboring Lebanon, Jordan, and Turkey have struggled to cope with one of the largest refugee exoduses in recent history. About 10% of Syrian refugees have sought safety in Europe, sowing political division as countries argue over sharing the burden. A further 6.5 million people are internally displaced inside Syria. 1.2 million were driven from their homes in 2015 alone. The United Nations says it will need 3.2 billion to help the 13.5 million people, including 6 million children, who will require some form of humanitarian assistance inside Syria. In 2016, about 70% of the population is without access to adequate drinking water. 1 of the 3 people are unable to meet their basic food needs, and more than 2 million children are out of school, and 4 out of 5 people live in poverty.
The warring parties have compounded problems by refusing humanitarian agencies access to civils in need. Up to 4.5 million people in Syria live in hard-to-reach areas, including nearly 400,000 people in 15 regions locations who do not have access to life-saving aid. But according to the United Nations, a group of countries are working together to try bring peace. At least 6.1 million ordinary people have had to flee their homes inside Syria, while another 5.6 million have fled abroad.
After all the information given, sadly, we can say that development, tourism, and ecosystem are not part of this country. But we really hope that Syria goes through a situation that does not look like it will in any time soon. But everyone agrees that a political solution is required.
Well, what a topic, right?
Yes, I think it's interesting, but it is so difficult for too many families.
Yeah, I know, it's so hard. I mean, it broke my heart to see all these videos online, and to be prepared for this topic, it's really hard to see. So
yes, and the picture that we can find in internet and network is too hard to see.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and I think that it's very sad that there's nothing that we can do, that there's in our hands to support them. But maybe we can, I don't know, spreading information. Maybe it will help and let know that to the governments to do something.
Yeah, to be conscious about it.
Yes.
No? Maybe directly we cannot do something about it, but we can help through the Red Cross, I think it is,
yes.
and some other government programs that help to these Syrian people.
And some organizations, not just UN, have some supporters to help in another country, and maybe you in-house, you can help with some of these plans with organizations.
And well, what you can do is to read more and watch on to find out more about this situation. And if you have any question about it, you can tell us through email or to our social media. And we can get an expert of the BBC to give answer to these questions. So remember, I am Alejandro Alvarado.
I'm Fanny Rios.
And Adriana Chora. Thanks for watching us.
And we'll see you in the next episode.